Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I think my liberal friends will be happy with me and agree with what I'm about to say in this video, because this is a way of using their logic in order to analyze a crime. Okay, so let's get going. And we have this bad dude called Putin coming from Sputnik today, the 26th of February 2023. Putin says NATO countries indirectly involved in Ukraine's crimes against civilians. Oh my, now that's an accusation. Let's see how this guy makes his point. He looks sheepish, like, I don't want to be here. All right. Weapon supplies to Ukraine free of charge by NATO countries make them an accomplice, albeit indirectly, to crimes committed by Kiev against civilians in the regions that broke away from it in its east, Russian President Vladimir Zelensky. Putin said on Sunday, and I'm quoting, "It is not a simple military cooperation, as they, NATO countries, do not get money in return. They are unilaterally supplying weapons to Ukraine, which means that they are involved, at least indirectly, in the crimes committed by the Kiev regime, including the shelling of residential areas in Novorossiya and Donetsk," end quote, Putin told the Moscow.Kremlin.Putin TV show. Now, we have a little things here. I know that some of Western audience would have a problem with this. What do you mean? Crimes committed by the Kiev regime. They didn't kill anybody. Nothing. There's no civilians killed, okay? So this is goes by these guys. Now, the president also said that Russia should keep an eye on NATO member states' nuclear potential because the alliance had declared a strategic defeat of Russia as its main goal. That's already declared by them, so that's not a surprise. Western countries have been supplying Ukraine with various types of weapon systems, including air defense missiles, multiple launch rocket systems, tanks, self-propelled artillery, and anti-aircraft guns since Russia launched its special military operation in Ukraine a year ago. So let's get with this. The Ukraine, I'm going to talk like Kamala Harris. Ukraine is a country, and Russia is another country, bigger. And this country attacked this country. All right, so the Western, we know, gives weapons to these guys, and these guys kill the other guys. All right. Now that could be self-defense, could be whatever. The fact is this: if you commit rape, right, while you are defending yourself, you're still responsible for that. You're going to be charged with rape. You know what I mean? So if let's say the Ukrainian army in its self-defense goes and commits a war crime, that's a war crime regardless if you are defending yourself or not, okay? Now, if you commit that war crime with a weapon, okay, with that weapon, that if that weapon was given to you by another country, that means that country provided you with a means of committing that crime. In this case, missiles. If you use the Western countries' missile systems and you launch them with a coordinate or whatever, and you launch and you hit civilians, you are, charged, you should be charged and convicted for war crimes. The first thing. Now, the means were provided by those guys so indirectly, those guys are responsible. Now, this is where the liberal logic comes into play. And I'm saying this: when there's a mass shooting, as bad as it is, perpetrated by whomever crazy, they really point the finger at the guy or whomever is the perpetrator, but they have a problem with the weapon. So they focus more on the weapon, that the guy had the weapon to commit the mass shooting. If he didn't have the weapon, no mass shooting occurred. This is the logic of the how do you call it, liberals in general. Now let's put that logic here. No missiles provided to Ukraine, no civilians would be killed. No? Okay, all right, okay. I know, it's not the same thing because this is an analogy. And in an analogy, not everything has to overlap. Otherwise, it would not be an analogy. If Tom is Tom, and Michael is Michael, and the pistol is pistol, and the time is time, it is not an analogy. So yeah, there will be a little bit of discrepancies. But in this case, you tell me, you're in self-defense, I give you that. But if you commit a war crime, that's still a war crime, regardless. You know what I mean? It's not that your neighbor attacks you, you finally push him in his house, go into his house and rapes his wife. That's still a rape. You can say, well, I was defending myself and now I'm winning and I'm having a little bit of No, it's still a rape. The same here. If those weapons were provided by those guys and commit a crime or whatever atrocities, they are also responsible for that. You can say, well, no, I agree, not really involved. They provided for these guys. It's up to these guys' decision how they're going to use it. I understand that. But using the liberal way of thinking, they should be guilty, the gun manufacturers. Because when something like this occurs here in the United States of America, they have a problem with, NRA, National Rifle Association, those criminals. Let's go into a Winchester, Remington, Colt, and whomever. Let's close them up. Let's get the weapons away from the population. And you're going to control the criminals as well? Okay, so you're going to take the weapons from you. You're going to do a comprehensive, how they call it, gun control laws. When I hear comprehensive, for me, it's like, no comprehensive. How about constitution? How about that and stop right there? How about stop only there? I don't want to hear any comprehension. I don't want to hear anything and any like that. No, why? Well, let's leave it to the Constitution. And if you have a problem with that, then I don't know. You talk to the guys who are already dead. And if you don't like it, well, that's a big problem. The Constitution is as it is. You have to change it 2/3 right there. You have 2/3, change the Constitution. Make it, I don't know, like who knows what banana republic country. That's fine. Remember, the Second Amendment, the one with this, was not meant for hunting, okay? So let that to the side. And if you tell me, well, then it was not meant for automatic weapons. Okay, well, then the freedom of the press, then you are not supposed to have a TV. You're not supposed to give us the media through TV, You just go it by print. How about that? I mean, if we are to be idiots, then let's be idiots all the way. You want me to have muskets? Okay, then you have a print book, and that's it. Those kinds, back, you pick the little letter, the lead letter, and you put over there one by one. That's how they used to print. So don't give me now the TV, the satellites, the web, and all that. No. Okay? So let's don't be stupid. So anyway, in this case, I don't know, Putin makes this connection, which I don't think it's a connection, but it is and it's not. I understand his point of view because he's at the receiving end, and obviously he said, well, without those weapons, those guys would not be able to commit crime. But on the other, if they commit crimes, and I'm pretty sure they do because that's what's in a war. Don't tell me these guys are saints and the other ones are evil. You said they are? Oh, okay, my bad. All right, yeah, let's grow up a little bit, go around the block a few times, and we realize there's no such a thing as a perfect army and all evil army, because it's formed by humans, and it's a war. War has pressure, puts pressure on people. People react technically the same way, basically the same way under that kind of pressure, like that's how you react in a war. Don't go with Rambo and other guys, Chuck Norris and those old guys. Oh. Or Steven Seagal. Have you seen his latest movies? Oh my God. And those are comedies, actually, if you look at them differently. I used to like the guy, but I think he just got on the field. He took off. All right. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.